What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino here with y'all on this Friday night. Um, I think it's a pretty decent hour to get started on this Friday night. So I will say one of the two things that I normally say is either I'm really, really late or and I know I'm not super early. So we'll go right into it. This topic was something that kind of popped in my head, as I look at social media and I look at what social media does, and I'll say this again when a few more people come in. What social media does, it gives you a clear um, look at how many different ways of thinking actually exists outside of your own. Some may agree with you, some may disagree with you, but outside of our own ways of thinking, there's like countless different ways, schools of thought, philosophies, principles, ideologies, the things that viewpoints that people stand on. There are like countless amounts of them. There are people who believe this is good, this is bad, this is not, this is, and it's all over the place along the spectrum. But what I started thinking about, and y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. Y'all should have knew at some point I was going to say that within the first 2 minutes. Y'all hit the like button as y'all come in. What I really started thinking about is with all of the labels, I ain't talking about record labels, even though we could find a way to lump that in this conversation. But with all of the labeling and all of the titles that people carry and that groups of people carry and claim and cling on to, the individuals who are in control of the movements of those titles, the movements within those titles and labels, they have indeed and in fact created massive division among the people. Names and labels and titles are like the main one of the main I won't say the main because it may be something I'm not thinking about, but in my opinion are one of the main catalysts that have led to this large amount of division that we see throughout the world. If we think about what the majority of arguments that take place on a daily basis are about, then it's usually centered around something that's centered around a title or a label, because this person claims that label. This person says, I'm this. The other person says, I am this. And me being this is right, and you being that is wrong. And someone created the this and the that. Someone laid out the blueprint of what this and that actually means and actually represents. And whatever we lean towards, if I lean towards this, okay, then yeah, this is it. But if I lean towards that, then that's it. And now we find ourselves at odds and at war if it escalates too bad over titles. Um, Click the like button as y'all come into the room, man. Be sure to click the like button as y'all come into the room. Before I go all the way into it, I just wanted to lay a little foundation, lay a little base for y'all. But before I go all the way into it, I got to give a few shout outs. Um, I want to shout out to um, the wife and the family, rather, of Sister Karen Farrakhan, who passed away. And I want to send my condolences to her husband, brother Mustafa Farrakhan, the son of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and his family and his children, and the loss of his wife, Sister Karen Farrakhan Muhammad. I want to send condolences um, to the family of our great sister. Also, I want to send condolences to the family of our brother from H-Town, Beat King, who apparently passed away last night. If I'm not accurate on the day he passed away, please somebody correct me. But definitely, we lost another great out of the city of Houston. Um, I didn't know Beat King at all. We've probably been in the same spaces maybe once or twice. But from what I hear from the mouths of a whole lot of other people who did know him, it makes me happy to hear that people viewed him as a good brother, fun loving, happy, cool, humble spirit. So definitely want to send condolences to his family, and the loss of him as a person because of the qualities that I mentioned that I've heard other people express about him. That's number one. But number two, because of the talent, that's now no longer with us. So I definitely wanted to send that shout out to those great giants that we just lost. Now back on it, what we was talking about, just going into the labels and titles, it just kind of hit me, and it's not something that I didn't already know, and I know it's not something that y'all don't know. I mean, but titles and labels that we carry or that are applied on us, we carry them, but they are pretty much presented to us for us to choose from, or we are indoctrinated into them, or we are born into them because of family. Um, it's creating a great division in the world. And it hit me like, man, mostly every argument online that I see, and sometimes in person, it's because of somebody saying that this title is better than that. This is better than that. And I just know and believe that it's somebody that sits above all the titles. And I ain't talking about the Most High. He's lower than the Most High, but he's up a little higher than the rest of us because he's in control of this world for a time, for right now. I just feel like he's sitting there going, yeah, this is just how I need for it to be. And the thing about titles and labels is that they absolutely, whatever principles exist within them, they absolutely shape public opinion and public perception. And they will make you hate someone else because of the blind dedication that a lot of us have to titles and labels. The dedication to those are so blind that we don't even factor in principles. We are more dedicated to what we're called than what it is we're doing or what we're supposed to do. So if I say I'm a Republican and you say you're a Democrat, then what happens is we stop right there because we've already made a decision in our mind. Most of us have already made a decision in our mind that if I'm a Republican, then the Democrats are bad. They messed up in the head, they evil, whatever. If I'm a Democrat, then the Republicans are bad. They're messed up in the head and evil and whatever. And there's no room typically for adjustment. There's no room to say, okay, well, I am this, I claim to be this, but my guy may not always be right. I claim to be that, but under the umbrella of what I'm claiming, it might not always be perfect. There may be some mistakes made, but it's gotten so bad to where it's like, it don't matter what happens, what wrong we see, we'll turn a blind eye to that wrong because we're more dedicated to the label than we are the principles of what's right and what's wrong. So when you watch political arguments, when you watch political scenarios unfold, and it's always interesting to see the people who were interviewed in the street, because no matter what you ask them as it relates to policy, they're going to find a way to blame it on the other party. Their party and their candidate is never wrong. It's very rare when I've seen someone say, well, you know, my guy, he ain't always right. He not perfect. It's very rare when I see that. Most of the time, the thought process, the persona is, we are not ever wrong. So if I'm a Republican, then everything that's going on in the world, in the country, and in the world, because they'll take it outside of America based on foreign policy and all that. Everything that's going wrong is the other party's fault. Man, how come this spaghetti didn't turn out right? Yeah, man, that's because the Democrats hate America, so that made the spaghetti come out jacked up. Yeah, but spaghetti is an Italian dish. How did that? Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. But it's all in the labels. It's all because we have married the label and ignored what's right and what's wrong, what's real and what's fake, what's good for the people and what's not good for the people. That was a time, I haven't heard this in a while, but that was a time where I would hear politicians, whether they was lying or not, because you know I don't ride with any of them, but that was a time where I would hear certain politicians say that, well, you know, even if the party that I'm affiliated doesn't win, I will still rally behind the current party for the sake of America. You don't really hear them say that no more, because now with this division, because of the candidates and how extreme they are, and how polarizing they are, it's all or nothing. And we have watched America take on the mindset, the mindset of pre-Civil War. And Civil War, just like any other war, any kind of situation, a lot of times, any type of division, it's going to start up here in the mind. It's going to start here first before any physical actions are going to take place. So now there's already a civil war taking place in America, but it's taking place up here. It's happening up here right now. Could it get physical? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But the complete line is already drawn down the middle between the two major parties and any little offshoot parties. You know, they in their own little pockets too. They just so small that you don't see any type of impact, or there's no serious consideration being given to them. But my guy's never wrong. your guy's never right, and vice versa. So that's one way that the people are divided um, in this country and in the world. Another way is through religious labels, which we hear about all the time, which is also one of the biggest, if not the biggest. I don't know which is biggest out of politics and religion, but religious labels have been one of the most divisive things that we've had for centuries in the world. Because just like it is with politics, whatever my religion is, it's 1000% right. And whatever yours is, if you don't agree with mine, it's 1000% wrong. Everybody takes on that same attitude, everybody takes on that same thought. So, all while claiming to believe in a higher power, all while claiming to believe in God, the Most High, the Supreme Being, all while those of us who claim that, because you got atheists out there too, you got evolutionists out there too, you got people, you got scientists out there too who don't believe in a God. But for those that do and will claim religious labels, it creates that same type of mentality and that same type of environment where I'm right, you wrong, and I'm willing to kill and die and verbally go to war or physically go to war over it. So a Christian will automatically have issue with a Muslim. A Muslim may automatically have issue with a Christian. A Jew may automatically have issue with a Catholic, and all the way around. This is all crisscrossed and all over the place, depending on, thank God for that coming to my mind, depending on the individual's understanding of what I'm talking about. What do I mean by that? I mean that there are some people, and that this would apply to politics too, but it's a minority. There are some people who they have an understanding of this is just a label. I call myself a Christian because I was raised up in the Christian church, and this is what my mother and my grandmother, my great grandmother, this is what they instilled in me. I was born into this religion. I was born into this spiritual body of belief, this belief system. I was born into this, and this was taught to me, right? But somewhere along the line, they gained some understanding. They gained the wisdom to know that, yeah, this is just a label, and whatever you claiming to be, the root of it should not be the title. The root of it should be the actions that exist within the title, the practice. That should be the root of it. But that's in a perfect world. In the real world that we live in right now, unfortunately, it don't work like that, because somebody has taught somebody else that if you are not this, then you dead. You don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. If you don't accept this according to what I believe, what I've been taught, then you are doomed. Your soul has no chance of salvation. And with that comes that same warlike spirit, because now we become defensive in terms of what we have stood on all our life, or a good portion of our life, and we don't want anybody to threaten our foundation or rock our foundation. So now we become instantly defensive, like you attacking my beliefs. And when that happens, an emotion takes over the conversation. So when emotion takes over the conversation, now we are no longer able to converse about our differences without tensions escalating. Tensions are escalating because now you are attacking me. You are telling me I'm dumb because I believe this, because I think that about the creator, the creation. When in reality, most people would say that God is one. Most religions would say that God is one. And most people who know scripture would agree, even people who don't claim to be religious but claim to be spiritual, leave them out. Most people would agree when somebody says, well, God is not the author of confusion. Most people would agree, but most people say, yeah, God is not the author of confusion. Well, if God ain't the author of confusion, who confused the people? Who is the author of it? Because the people are clearly confused. So if he didn't do it, who did it? Well, I mean, that's a rhetorical question because I think all of us in here know the answer to that question. It was us. It was man. We messed it up. We stepped on it. We put a spin on it. We leaned to our own understanding, our own misunderstanding. We leaned to our own misinformation. We leaned to our own manipulation because religion is one of the main tools that people use to control and manipulate. Now, does that make religion in its pure form and intention a bad thing? No. It makes what it was shaped and molded into by people who had those dirty intentions. It makes that a bad thing. What they turned it into is a bad thing now, but that distorted the minds of the people to say, well, you know what? That's the problem with religion. Well, it ain't really the problem with religion. It's the problem with who remixed religion and turned it into something faulty. And then that version of that was presented to us, and now we like, oh man, I don't do religion. I don't do religion. So I understand. I get it. But we don't take time to go to the root. We can look at the what all day long. We can look at the what all day long, but at some point, you got to stop looking at the what and look at the why. Can we move down the street? See, it's like traveling. You just on a journey and you get to what? What just represents absolutely that. What is like, this is what's around me. This is what's in my presence, in my face right now. I'm seeing corruption. I'm seeing deception. I'm seeing lies and all the different stuff that we see under these umbrellas, but we stop at the what. And not many people go, okay, but why? Or how? How did it get like this? Because again, God ain't the author of confusion. So now if somebody slides in and says, you know what? People are really, really controlled, or people are really, really passionate about this religion thing. They're really passionate about it. So there might be a way for me to slide in and profit off of this. If I act like a prophet, maybe I can profit. Two different spellings, same pronunciation, two different meanings. So people will sit on the sideline and go, okay, well, let me start me up a little church hustle. So now I can be a reverend, I can be a minister, pastor, preacher, and I can capitalize off that's just nothing but money. I can capitalize off of the passion and the emotion of the people who are truly seeking God, truly seeking a higher power and salvation and all that good stuff. They truly seeking that. I can pull those strings because I don't care nothing about that. I can make money off of it. So I'll adopt a label. I'm a minister. I'm a priest. I'm an imam, whatever it is. I'm the Pope. I got a mega church. I'm the pastor of a mega church. I'm a mega pastor. Is that a real term? So now we have all of these different religions, all of these different labels where the individual subscribers to these labels are fighting each other on their own levels. But the puppet masters who are only in it to capitalize and to control and to benefit in other ways, because it ain't always about benefiting financially. If you got a nasty, perverted priest that likes to touch on little boys and likes to molest young people in the congregation, he ain't necessarily focused on money. He's moving up in the position of power for other reasons, because he's trying to get his rocks off in another kind of way. So all of these things lead these puppet masters who are at the heads of all these titles, who the corrupt ones, because all of them ain't corrupt. We ain't gonna say that. But it leads them into a mind of competition. I gotta compete for my flock. I have to establish my flock. And I don't need to get my flock established and have another one of the puppet masters, or better yet, or even worse, one of the good intentioned heads of a religion or heads of a church, or I don't need them pulling from my flock, because that's going to affect what I'm trying to do. That's going to affect my hustle. So if the Christian minister sees that it's a big movement now and a lot of brothers is becoming Muslims, it's like, oh, we have to combat that, because we losing our youth to that. And it goes all the way around. So now I, as a Christian minister, I got to come out and I got to attack Islam. I got to create false propaganda and false slander against Islam and say, well, Islam, this religion believes that. They said this, they believe this and that. Or a faulty Muslim might say the same thing about the Christians. Well, they say this, they say that, they say this and that. Because they trying to hold on to whatever it is got them sitting in a high seat. Meanwhile, the people are divided and confused. It's an abuse of power. You're abusing your power. You're playing with God at the same time. But if somebody don't believe in God in the first place, they don't have a fear of that. This is a hustle. It's like, psh, those dummies believe in God. I believe in this. This is what I believe in. My goal is to accumulate as many of these as I can on the backs of the dummies who believe in God. That's how they think. That's how they think. So they get you with the labels. So they blend it in, they drill it in so deep to where now we are on autopilot, meaning that all we got to do is hear the name of a different religion, different ideology from ours. We just got to hear the name. Same with Republicans and Democrats. We could be sitting on a metro bus or sitting at the bus stop having a wonderful conversation. We could be talking about our children and grandchildren. And yeah, let me show you this picture. This is my nephew right here. Let me show you little Junior. Yeah, she just graduated from, oh wow, you went to such and such college. Yeah, that's where my grandmother went to that college back in the day. Y'all have all this common ground. And then somehow the conversation of politics may come up and say, well, yeah, man, I've been a strong Democrat for all my life. And he's a Republican. Now he go, oh, really? Every commonality that y'all just got through sharing, talking to each other for 25, 30 minutes, is gone out the window because now, because you are this label, that's why I say we on autopilot. We are automatically programmed to not like each other instantly. Oh man, I didn't know. I didn't know. I did a show in Australia some years back, right? I went to Australia and did some shows out there, right? And while we were in Australia, when we first got there, we did what's called an in-store. It was called an in-store back in the days, but now we would call it a meet and greet, you know, autograph sign, meet and greet the fans, pop-up shop. Those are the names that we refer to it now, but that's same thing. So we went to this record store and we had a meet and greet set up. And of course, we hustle, we selling merch or whatever. And a lot of people came out. That was my first time in Australia. So the people came out and I'm signing autographs, taking a few pictures. The cell phone game wasn't like it is now where everybody got a phone, but we took some pictures, signed some autographs, had great conversations with the people, and all was well. Did the shows, came home. A couple years after that, I may have posted something because everybody that knows me, whether you know me personally or whether you just know my music, y'all know that I believe in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I may have posted something or reposted or shared or whatever that was reflective of those teachings. I don't even remember what it was. Somebody in the comments said, wow, he was in Australia. If I knew he was a Muslim, I would have never shook hands with that N-word, right? That was the comment that they made, right? So somebody that I had been around that was a fan of my music, they was glad they came and showed up just to see me. We talked, shook hands, may have shared a laugh and all that. Their whole view of me changed because they realized or they found out after the fact what my belief system was, right? So that's an example of what I was just talking about. the programming is so deep that we'll overlook any common ground and instantly flip the switch and turn it off because I found out that you was this or you was that. See, that's a process that has been imposed on us, you know, mixed in with some people just naturally have that in them and it activates when it activates. But for the most part, we have been led to believe that, hey, if you're this and that person is that, then he's the enemy, she's the enemy. Y'all hit the like button if y'all haven't already. We talk about labels and titles that we carry and how those things are one of the main catalysts to world division. Just what you call yourself. Because a lot of the times, the people who may look at you differently now because they find out that you say you're this and you say you're that, the majority of the time, they're only going off of something that was told to them. These people are bad. These people are crazy. Those people are a cult. They don't even know the details of your belief system. They don't even know. If you sat down and asked them 3 questions, well, tell me 3 things you know about my religious affiliation, or what they tell me 3 things you know. They wouldn't be able to go deep. They wouldn't be able to do it. Because we are a people, and I mean everybody, black, white, and anything in between, we are people who, for the most part, we are not gonna go check things out for ourselves. We just not gonna do it. We gonna listen to what somebody said. Oh man, you better stay away from them, man. Them people like to drink monkey blood. Now, there's been no factual proof or no founded evidence of these people, their religion being part of one of the things in their religion that they drink monkey blood. Somebody made that up, said it got passed down, blah, 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 whatever. Can't find it nowhere in any of the writings, nowhere in throughout history. But, oh, they drink monkey blood? You didn't say, wow, that's kind of wow, that's kind of weird. Let me go check that out and see if that's. You sure about that? Yeah, man, they drink monkey blood. Now, they may be somebody that really do. But until you find that out, why would you go and spread that around? Or why would you even if you don't spread it around, why would you even take that into your mind and in your heart without checking it out to see if it's true first? Because that's how we have been. Where's my screwdriver at? Somebody done took one of these and opened your brain up, went inside it, wired it up, screwed you back together, and went on about their business. So this is where we are. We don't even have the desire to try to learn about somebody else's belief system, even if you standing on yours. That's one of the most respectful things, because one of the reasons why people don't do that is because they're scared that their foundation is going to get shook, or they're comfortable in a certain thought process, and they like, I don't want nobody telling me that I shouldn't eat pig. I love pork chops, bacon, and I don't want to hear it, because they may fear that that person is going to present factual information to them that will irrefutably prove why eating swine is bad for you. I don't want to hear it. That's one thought. But wars have been fought over religion. All throughout his centuries and thousands of years, wars have been fought. The whole time, it being one God. And we are in that kind of climate now for whatever reason, because everything ain't even about fighting for the truth. If this side is fighting for the truth, man, I'm fighting because I want to stand on truth. This side said I'm fighting because I want to stand on truth. Okay, we got to figure out a way to bring this together without bloodshed or without just hatred on a high level that's going to perpetuate itself. But everything ain't about truth. Like I said, you got corruption in all forms of life. So some of these people who are claiming religion, claiming godliness, they just doing it for power. They want to occupy land and territory. They want to steal, kill, rob, and jack for resources. Everybody got motives and reasons why. So they use the tools of division in order to accomplish whatever personal goals that they have laid out for themselves. So the history books got changed. The original scriptures got changed for the benefit of who's in control. If I take over your land, if I take over your nation, I can go in your libraries, I can go into your history and destroy it and or remix it and make it however I want. I can burn the books. I can read something incriminating about myself. Oh, bro, this is what they said about our people really did this. Burn them. Because the truth hurts. Now I'm going to bring it down on a more ground floor level of how titles and labels create division among the people. If you have somebody who is a hardworking person, hardworking man or woman, hardworking individual doing their best, try to make it. They may not be just popping like that, but they trying to get there. They may be paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet. Then somebody else who comes along who is a PhD, it's a title, it's a label, master's degree, doctor, lawyer, successful business person, corporate America. What happens is, a lot of cases, I'm speaking of what I believe to be the majority. It's always a small percentage who don't rock like that. So I want to always throw that out there. But what happens is, a lot of times those people, because they have those letters and those degrees attached to their name, those badges attached to them, now you see an arrogance, a wave of arrogance an aura of arrogance that they carry along with them, to where they look down on people who don't have the letters that they have. And it trickles all the way down to the children. So you're a PhD, got all these degrees under your name, you've done pretty well for yourself or whatever. Now your daughter brings home a guy who works at the gas station. There's an automatic denunciation. You've automatically denounced this individual, not because of, as the great Martin Luther King said, the content of his character, because you haven't even given yourself an opportunity to explore the content of that man's character. You are looking down on him because you asked your daughter, well, what does he do for a living? Well, he works at Conoco right now on the corner over there. And before she can even say but, you stop. Nope. Nah, man, my daughter ain't gonna date no little broke deadbeat. You don't even know if the man is a deadbeat. You don't even know what his future plan. You don't even know if working at the gas station is just a starting point for him. He had to do that to get to where he was, or where he's trying to go. You don't know what he got in the vault, what he's loading up to do. He's doing this now to get to what he really wants to do. You don't even get at a chance because your arrogance has prejudged this individual. And nothing wrong with wanting the best for your child. Not knocking you for that. But the reality is she can marry somebody that is a college graduate and got a 6-figure job lined up or already on it. And he could turn out to be the worst thing that ever happened to your daughter. Just that simple. Some woman could turn out to be the worst thing that ever happened to your son, ma'am. So of course you don't want your child marrying a bum, a deadbeat who just gonna try to live off of them and not contribute nothing, but find out what kind of person this person is. So now you have a division like that because you have got caught up in your arrogance and this person's not good enough. So you have classes. You got the middle class, you got the upper class. These are all titles and labels. And you got the poor folks. So the so-called lower class, rich and poor, all titles, all labels. These are things that every day, these are things that we deal with every day. And there may be aspects of reality in the title. You say, okay, well, yeah, man, you know, I am poor right now. He is rich. But being rich don't make you better than nobody. In a lot of cases, it makes you worse because your character is all jacked up. Because you feel you better because you're rich. I heard a story one time about Muhammad Ali, right? Muhammad Ali was at a restaurant with some rich folks, right? They took him out to eat or something, if I'm remembering the story right. And one of the rich people that he was with, one of the prominent people that he was at the dinner table with at this restaurant, was mistreating the waiter at the restaurant. And Ali checked the rich person that he was with, like, hey, man, I don't know if I want to do business with you, because if you'll treat that person like that, if I was in that same position as that person, you'd be treating me the same way. A lot goes into in terms of determining what kind of person somebody is. You can determine that based on how they treat other people, of course, but selectively, meaning that, okay, well, if Mr. Wilson comes around and we know Mr. Wilson's a prominent figure in the community and got money and got power and influence and can make things move and shake and all this good stuff. You know, when Mr. Wilson comes around, oh, how you doing, Mr. Wilson? Hey, man, it's great to see you. You want to have a conversation with him. You want to sit up and talk to him and ask him how his children are and how's the family. But if the dude who cutting Mr. Wilson's grass, he passed by you, hey, man, watch that. Don't get that grass on my feet, man. See, that's what I'm peeping. I'm peeping how you treat the so-called lesser of society. How do you treat the person that's serving you at the table? How do you treat the janitor? They got to come clean up the wasted food off the floor. How do you treat that person? How do you treat the person that's shining your shoes? See, that's how that's how y'all should look and judge certain people who we like to hold up. Oh, he's a celebrity. Oh, he's a famous athlete. He's this, he's that. Then you look at how they treat other people, knowing that if somebody prominent would approach them in the same manner, they wouldn't act like that. Be the same way with everybody until given a reason not to be. If somebody approaches you in a disrespectful manner, then yeah, you return that. You are warranted in returning that back. But if somebody's never done anything to you, they just come to you polite and regular, and oh, that's just a waiter. Say, man, I told you I ain't want no ice in my drink, man. How many people do we know that act like that? You could have just said, "Oh, excuse me, I didn't ask for any ice. Could you switch this out for me? Thank you so much. I appreciate that." You going off because you have a superiority complex in you based on wherever it is you are, societal position, and who you think you are. Because where you are positioned in life is not necessarily who you are. A lot of people been the president, but they ain't qualified to run the country and fix the country. So your title is the president, but you are not, from the root word of president, you are not presiding. You're not presiding properly. A lot of people are the boss, but they didn't pay the cost. They're not qualified. They don't know what they're doing. So the position you hold doesn't always have anything to do with the kind of person that you are. Bunch of snakes among us. So you can walk around and say, well, I'm Pastor Tony. I'm the pastor of this church. I built this. Okay, that's cool. It's nice to meet you, Pastor. Yeah, that's what's up. It's a beautiful, beautiful edifice that you have here. But what are you doing? I'm Councilman Jones, and I'm over the such and such district or whatever. Okay, that's cool. You're announcing yourself. You're introducing yourself to the people in a prominent tone, in a manner of like your position is to be respected. We're going to respect your position. This is who you are. This is the position you're in, but that don't mean that's who you are. You got to show the people. I don't care about you being the governor. How are you governing? I don't care about you being the president. How are you presiding? How are you presidenting? What are you doing as the mayor? What are you doing as the mogul? Oh, I'm such and such records. We've sold 40 million records worldwide, and I'm the one who put this artist out and that artist. Yeah, but how'd you treat your artists when you put them out? Did you pay them? How are they looking? Are they broke and struggling right now? Don't care nothing about your title. Don't care nothing about your title. And that's why I'm telling y'all right now, don't start or don't get caught up in or continue if you already are. Don't get enamored and caught up in what a person's title is. I met the Pope yesterday. Okay, that's cool. What have he done for you? Let me look at the Pope track record. Or it may be somebody who is totally off the grid, man. We don't know. We never heard of this person, man, or he's barely obscurely known, but man, this dude do all kind of stuff in the community, man. I ain't never heard why we never heard of this guy. This person went out and fed the homeless every week for 15 years, and how I never heard of this guy. Because maybe they made themselves a no reputation, or maybe it was powers who should have been doing that wasn't, that kept his name suppressed, that kept her name suppressed. Hit the like button if y'all haven't already, man. We trying to get to 100 likes. We trying to get to 100 likes, y'all. So if y'all haven't hit the like button, hit it right now for your big brother. I know more of y'all in here that haven't hit that like. Yeah, there you go. It's all the labels, man. Don't be fooled by who somebody's supposed to be. And we get power drunk. The person with the power, they already are power poisoned. They're intoxicated by their own power. Now you done got a whiff of it. Now you high off somebody else's power that you're not even benefiting from. And now you fighting your brother and your sister because she likes that politician. He listens to this pastor. Oh man, my pastor, man, that dude, he ain't, you need to come to my church. See? And be the same ones in a lot of cases. Why we can't come together? You got to ask yourself that question. It's a scripture. I know I'm going to butcher it. I know I'm not going to say it right. But I hope, I pray that I say it in the right context. I hope I don't even say it in wrong context. If somebody in here can quote it right and help your big brother, I would much appreciate it. But I know what I'm talking about. I might just say it the wrong way. When they was talking, I don't know if it was the disciples talking to Jesus and just was talking to him and about how they treat him and saying, hey, Jesus, I've been with you, man. I've been rocking with you. I've been down with you, Jesus. I'm with you. And Jesus told them, he said, look, to the extent, based on how you treated the least of those, the least of the people, you ain't treated me no kind of way. Meaning that, forget what you're talking about while you over here. Let me bring it down to K-Rino terminology. This ain't the holy prophet talking no more. This me. I don't care how much you ride my nuts. Look how you treated that homeless man. That's basically the principle. Sorry, I used it like that. Yeah, K, we with you. Yeah, but look how you treated that homeless man. I saw you cuss that dude out. He just asked you, could you help him get something to eat? He ain't asked you for no money to try. He said, sir, could you help me get something to eat? You cussed him out. So don't come over to me, kissing up to me, because the way you treated the least of those, I'm putting least in quotes because they really not the least. You the least, I'm the least. But people do that because we get caught up in trying to move up the ladder, but you ain't doing it the right way. I can break it down to a more, I guess, insignificant category. But it's just to prove a point. It's just to prove a point of how we divide so easily. And y'all might laugh when I say this, or maybe not laugh, but y'all might say, yeah, that is kind of crazy. Look at how over the last 10 years, I'm gonna say, the word GOAT has been applied. That term has been applied to pretty much every category in life. Shout out to LL Cool J for coining the term GOAT, which is an acronym that stands for the greatest of all time. He laid it out as far as rappers, which, by the way, on a side note, he absolutely has a claim to that title. But now GOAT has transcended just a rap conversation, like who's the GOAT in rap. We hear that all the time. Now it's who's the GOAT in basketball, who's the GOAT in terms of football and quarterbacks of all time, who's the GOAT in everything. That's applied to everything. And okay, and that's cool. But here's where the problem comes in. Here's where the division part comes in, because see, we don't want to make the mistake of confusing what I'm saying in terms of division with just general disagreement. Just because I disagree or you disagree with me, that doesn't mean we are divided as a people per se. It doesn't mean that I hate you, I don't like you, or hey, no, man, we can't be friends no more because you said LeBron was better than Michael Jordan. No, it's we disagree on certain points, but that's not cause to divide. But the reality is, how many times have we seen it? You have people who, friends and family members, who have knockdown, drag out arguments that started off just because this person says this person is the best rapper. This person said that person the best basketball player. And now we escalate, we arguing, hollering at the top of our lungs about the fight. And in some cases, it's probably escalated beyond that. Behind a title. Because we arguing over two people that don't even know either one of us. So why would we be foolish enough? Now, it's not foolish to have my opinion. If I'm talking to you about basketball, you know, we love the game and we talking about it. And I say, oh man, it'll never be nobody like Mike. Mike is the GOAT. And then you go, oh no, man, LeBron is the GOAT. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's nothing wrong with us having that conversation, that dialogue, or that debate. Even if the debate may get passionate. I've had passionate debates with my homeboys where we going at it. And if you walked up on it, you might not know that we was the type of friends that we are. But we all know that even if we, it's never gonna get past that. We still, it ain't nothing but love. We still friends. We just heated in that moment about something that we all understand is not even important in the grand scheme. That's why I hate when people get on the internet and try to talk down about people who may be having a conversation about something that's entertainment related, sports related, and they try to frame it like, see, this is all y'all sheep talk about. Everybody ain't a sheep. fool. We have the ability to compartmentalize different categories and aspects of life. I can have a debate about who's a better actor out of Lawrence Fishburne and Denzel Washington. I can have a spirited debate about that. That don't mean I'm thinking about that 24. That may take place for 15 minutes, then I'm off to take care of some real business. I'm off to go pray. I'm off to go make some money. I'm back to real life. So if somebody posts that or presents that in that kind of way, if somebody tries to frame them as that's the problem with the world, everybody just so caught up in it. You don't know everybody. So you have to be able to compartmentalize. We have to know it's not going to get to the point where now I'm arguing so bad about Jordan and LeBron that now I done pulled a pistol out and shot my homeboy over it. But they're weak-minded people. They're loose-minded people. They're over-emotional people who may let themselves get to that point. Because you've taken the disagreement and let it fester into something that creates a straight, legitimate wedge between y'all's actual friendship or family or blood. And somebody got to be the bigger person, because we've all had conversations with friends and stuff that escalated. And if my ego gets out of control and his ego gets out of control, then this thing could go bad. Somebody got to be the one to say, okay, this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand. You know what, man? It ain't that serious, man. You got it, man. I'm not gonna argue with you all day. You right. It ain't that serious, man. Because you might see where it's going, he might not. He may be more heated than you are. So you gotta, it's not you bowing down or punking out. It's you recognizing that it's getting out of hand. And this is your friend, this is your partner, this is your family member, this is your husband, your wife. It's like, this getting out of hand. You know what? Let's end this. See? Somebody got to be the wise one. But if you got the kind of situation, friendship with people that where y'all can talk politics, y'all can talk religion, whatever category it is, and no matter how much we may disagree, we know that it's only in this category. We're not gonna leave. We're not leaving this cup. We're not leaving this cup. Once somebody jumps outside this cup and jumps into this cup, now we got a problem. Keep it in the right cup. Division. Poor, rich. Stereotypes. See, that stereotypes kick in too because of how society and how the evil ones who control the society, they paint the picture of certain people. Oh, well, all black people, you better watch them. Because black people are this, they steal. Them N-words will steal. They'll steal your drawers while you still got your pants on. And now it's about, ooh, every time they see black people, oh, they steal. All because of the words of slander. Give me 12 more likes, man. I can get out y'all way. We almost there. We almost at 100 likes. Division. We don't see it. I'm making this video to try to make everybody kind of see how prevalent it is. It's all around us. Every aspect of life is some template of division in our face. Every aspect. Go fill out an application. They're going to ask you what your race is on the application. It's like, They're gonna ask all kind of questions that make you say, well, what that got to do with anything? I mean, if I'm qualified for the job, I can see you asking me my job references and experience and things of that nature, but man, maybe my age, okay, I can, yeah, okay. Every aspect sets up the divide. And society paints it out to like, if you're not this, you ain't nobody. If you're not this, you ain't nobody. You're not in the class. You're not one of us. Stop arguing with your people over politics. You can discuss it. Stop going to war with your people behind candidates who ain't gonna do nothing for either one of y'all, no matter what side you claim it. Stop blindly following something or someone because you've already made a mental commitment to yourself that this is who I am. If this is what you claim and this is who you, hey, I'm this. That's cool. I ain't knocking you for that. But you still have to have the common sense, the wisdom, the humility. That's the underrated part. You still have to have the humility to, like I said earlier, if your guy is wrong, to say, yeah, he fumbled on that one. Yeah, that's true. You got me on that one. I still ride with him, but he was wrong on that one. You can't just be no matter what he right or she right. Can't do that, man. Somebody go to prison. They come out now. They got a felony on their record. Can't get a job. Why can't you get a job? Because there's a title, there's a label on you now. Well, you are a convicted felon, and according to the law, yeah, he's a convicted felon. He was convicted of a felony offense. So now, yeah, he's a convicted felon. All convicted felons, all those who carry that title, first of all of them ain't guilty. Some of them were innocent and got railroaded. But let's talk about the ones that was guilty. They did it. Because I know how some of y'all think, man, I mean, you can't act like all them people didn't do it with the, yeah, a lot of them did do it. Some of them come out and they don't get their life together. Let's be realistic. Just like I just said, you got to be real about it. But many of them do. Many of them come out with the intentions of get their life together. They don't want to go back. They want, hey man, I get out. But society has labeled them and put them in the same boat as those who don't want to do right, who are gonna go back. And now they struggle, and because I got this everywhere I go. It got so bad to whoever's old enough in here, y'all can remember times where, you had homies, or you may have been one of the ones that got out of jail and had to lie on the application just to get a job, because they put that on the application too. Do they still put that on job applications? I know a lot of the applications online. Do they still put, have you ever been convicted of a crime or felony? Do they still put that on the job applications? Because the point that I'm making is this. Back in the days, I had homies that would lie on a job application just to get on. And what would happen is, so they still put it on there. So what would happen is, a lot of times they would get the job. Y'all, man, come on, man, y'all know this true. And then be working 5, 6 months, 2, 3 months before somebody decides to double check and find out that they actually have been convicted of a felony or a crime. And then they call them in the office and they fire them. Now they've been working, man. Perfect worker, great worker, show up on time, doing a great job. But because they got that label, they don't got a chance. Give me 8 more likes, man. Give me 8 more likes. 8 more likes, y'all, so I can get out y'all way. 8 more likes, man, and we can shut it down. I had to give y'all this one, man, because it just hit me. I was like, man, the whole world is jacked up because of just labels. I can tell you I'm a Catholic. And if you have a preconceived notion or something that's already been instilled in you negatively about Catholics, we could have been laughing and hanging out all month. Now all of a sudden you don't like me no more. You've gained a full understanding of this person's personality and his ways, all this different stuff. Is out. Oh no, man. That dude said he a Buddhist, man. I don't mess around with that stuff. How does it affect you? Now, keep in mind there are certain lines now. I don't want y'all to think that I would just hang out with anybody or that you should. But even so, that if you told me you was an atheist, I would feel like, oh man, I hate to hear that, because I'm pretty strong and confident that there is a God, that there is a higher power. But if you told me you was an atheist, the first thing I would want to know is how you got to be one. Because remember I talked about the how and the why? Don't stop at the what. Don't stop at the what. Go to the why and the how. Figure out how that person, because their story might make you understand why. Say, oh, you know what? I get it. I get it. I may not agree with it. I may feel like you may have jumped the gun or took it too far to take on that mind, but I might understand it. But you would have to really just be out there to make me say, ooh, I don't think I can. Yeesh. I don't think I can do it. We can get into LGBTQ, we can get into transgender, we can get all these titles, all these labels. Labels absolutely are the dominant force on the planet. Labels, the dominant force, they are all around us. What do? I'm a rapper. What's your position at this place? I'm the supervisor. Who are you? I'm the dispatcher. Who are you? I'm a police officer. I'm the governor. I'm the mayor. I'm the mayor's assistant. Everybody got a title, man. Who are you, man? I'm a Crip. I'm a Blood. And all are being used by the hidden hand, that puppet masters controlling us all. The gangs controlling us all, man. Labels, titles. Focus on principles. I ain't mad. Hey, I got labels, hey. But focus on principles, man. Judge people by the principles that they operate under. Then give them the label that they deserve. Oh yeah, he say he a pastor, but he really a snake. I need 3 more likes, man. Them 3 more likes just dangling. That 97 just sitting up there looking real weird to me. Give me 3 more likes, y'all. 3 more. 3 more likes. If y'all haven't hit the like button, hit it right now. We got a small community, but we want to make sure we at least get to 100 likes during the live. We need 2 more. I'm like a preacher now. You know how the preacher be trying to get more money in the collection plate? Come on, y'all. Y'all haven't given enough. The roof on the church is, the shingles are coming off the roof, and we need to get this roof fixed. We need a few more dollars. I need a few more likes. Likes don't cost a dime. Shout out to, I missed a few super chats. Oh, let me go back. Louis A, shout out, man. When you sell books at your show next month, I'll be coming from the DMV. Yeah, man, I want you coming from the DMV. Man, you make sure you come shake my hand, Louis. I will have books. I have books in about a week or so. I'm gonna put the order in this week. A week in a couple of weeks, I have books in. So by the time the show comes, yeah, they'll be there. But if you coming from the DMV, brother, that's a long trip. That's a long trip. So for y'all, geographically challenged individuals, that's DC, Maryland, Virginia. That's the DMV. He's coming from like East Coast way. If you coming all the way down to check your big brother out, man. That's love. And I need one like. I need one more like, man. One more Lizike. Yeah, Louis, come shake my hand when you see me, brother. I'm not one of those rappers that you can't walk up on and talk to your big brother. If you came from that far, man, I want to see you there. It's gonna be a monster. Y'all see that address I just put in the box? Gonna be one of the biggest shows of the year. Y'all make sure y'all come and rock with your big brother. I don't care where you come from. Oh, we done crossed the 100. We done crossed the 100. Thought I saw another one. Hold on. Maybe I didn't. Like Eddie Murphy. Well, maybe I didn't. Okay. Who all in H-Town? In H-Town, make sure y'all come rock with me September the 20th. It's all love. All right, man. I'm going to let y'all make it, man. It's your big brother, K-Rino. Appreciate y'all. Peace.